Welcome to Big Dog Talk Sports. This is your boy Big Dog, and this is going to be another episode of Lords of the Ring, and we're going to talk about the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. Let's go. Alright man, so Oscar De La Hoya, he came from East Los Angeles, California. And as an amateur boxer, he won 6 gold medals, including the 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona, Spain. So Oscar De La Hoya, he debuted as a professional fighter November 23, 1992. He faced Lamar Williams in Inglewood, California, and got a first round TKO victory. De La Hoya was fighting as a super featherweight. So after winning his first 11 pro fights, Oscar De La Hoya had his first title shot March the 5th, 1994 against Jimmy Brendon in Los Angeles. De La Hoya defeated Brendon in 10 rounds to earn a WBO super featherweight title. 4 months later, Oscar De La Hoya won another title. He knocked out Jorge Paez in the second round on July 29, 1994 to win the WBO lightweight championship, which was vacant. Alright man, so May 1995, Oscar De La Hoya, 17-0 to this point, fought Rafael Ruelas, who was 43-2, to unify the titles. It went down in Caesar's Palace. De La Hoya made easy work of Ruelas. Second round TKO. Oscar De La Hoya united the WBO and IBF lightweight titles. So let's fast forward to June 7th, 1996. Ultimate Glory. That was the name of this bout. It was Oscar De La Hoya versus Julio Cesar Chavez. And this fight was for the WBC Super Light Welterweight and Lineal Championships. Oscar De La Hoya, he won this fight. It was a 4th round technical knockout. Oscar De La Hoya, he had that boy Julio Cesar Chavez face cut up. It looked like Oscar De La Hoya had box cutters or something in his gloves. The ref stopped the fight. De La Hoya won the WBC Super Lightweight title. They rematched in 1998, and De La Hoya, he won that fight too. It took 8 rounds. So let's bring it back to April 1997. Oscar De La Hoya, he moved to the welterweight division. Still undefeated at this point with 23 wins. He challenged Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker for the WBC welterweight title. The Golden Boy won this fight by unanimous decision. 5 months later, Oscar De La Hoya, he faced the legendary Hector Macho Camacho. De La Hoya won this fight by unanimous decision as well. September 18th, 1999, we had the Fight of the Millennium. At least that was the name of this event. Oscar De La Hoya, who was 31-0 with 25 knockouts, was facing Felix Trinidad, who was 35-0 with 30 knockouts. This is one of the highest selling fights in the history of boxing. 1.4 million buys. At that point, that was the record for the most buys for a non-heavyweight fight. This fight did have some controversy. De La Hoya landed more than 100 punches than Felix Trinidad, but Trinidad was awarded the win by decision. Oscar De La Hoya, boxing experts and a lot of fans wanted him to have a rematch, but sadly, the rematch never happened. So June 17th, 2000, another big fight for De La Hoya. He went 1-on-1 with Sugar Shane Mosley. Mosley won this fight by a split decision. De La Hoya felt that he won this fight and he was getting screwed over again by the judges and thought about retiring. But he decided to continue fighting. He faced Arturo Gatti on March 24th, 2001, and he won that fight. Let's back it up to October 10, 2000. Oscar De La Hoya dropped his Latin pop album, self-titled. The album reached platinum status. Alright, man, so we had a big major rivalry matchup. Oscar De La Hoya versus Fernando Vargas, September 14th, 2002. The name of the event was called Bad Blood. This rivalry was huge way back when. I have a fun fact. The rivalry between De La Hoya and Vargas all started when Vargas fell into a snowbank and De La Hoya laughed at him. Vargas was really upset about that. This was a great fight. This fight was even pretty much through the first 6 rounds, but after that it was all Oscar De La Hoya. He won this fight by TKO in the 11th round. And the crazy thing about it, Fernando Vargas was tested positive for steroids after this match. One thing about Oscar De La Hoya, this man has fought in a lot of huge fights. He was truly one of the biggest stars in the history of boxing. Redemption. We had Oscar De La Hoya versus Sugar Shane Mosley, the rematch. It went down September 13th, 2003. Once again, we had controversy. Oscar De La Hoya landed nearly 100 more punches than Sugar Shane Mosley, and he still lost the fight by decision. It seemed like the only people who thought Shane Mosley won this fight was the judges, and unfortunately for De La Hoya, the judges' opinion is the only ones that matter, so Mosley got the win. So June 2004, Oscar De La Hoya, he beat Felix Sturm for the WBO middleweight title and became the first boxer to win world titles in 6 different weight classes. The win also got him a shot at undisputed world middleweight champion Bernard Hopkins. Alright, so the fight against Felix Sturm ended in controversy, but this time the controversy went in De La Hoya's favor. Sturm landed 234 out of 541 punches, while De La Hoya landed 188 out of 792 punches. Even before the fight, the boxing community felt that if the fight went to the judges, they was going to get to Oscar De La Hoya so he can face Bernard Hopkins because of the money draw. Alright, man, so September 18th, 2004, we had Oscar De La Hoya versus Bernard Hopkins in Vegas. Hopkins caught Oscar De La Hoya with a mean body shot to the liver, and that knocked him out, man, in the 9th round. De La Hoya had never been knocked out until he fought Bernard Hopkins. And I'm talking about it was a mean body shot to the liver. I remember watching this fight live with my neighbors when it happened. So after being knocked out by Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya stayed out of the ring for nearly 2 years. He came back and faced Ricardo Mayorga May 6, 2006. When the fight was building up, Mayorga was stepping over the line, but not only disrespected Oscar De La Hoya's sexuality, but he also insulted that man's family, his kids and his wife, which is ridiculous. But when they stepped in that ring, Mayorga paid for it. De La Hoya knocked him out in the 10th round. Oscar caught Mayorga with a left hook in the first minute of the fight that made that man hit the mat. He paid for disrespecting that man. He paid for disrespecting that man's family. So we go to May 5th, 2007. Oscar De La Hoya faced future legendary boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. This fight broke the record that was set by Oscar De La Hoya versus Felix Trinidad. This fight had the most pay-per-views for a non-heavyweight fight at this point. This fight had 2.4 million buys, which was 1 million more buys than Trinidad and De La Hoya. This fight was also bigger than Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 2, as far as pay-per-view buys. Mayweather Jr. won this fight by split decision. Alright, man, so we go to December 2008. We had what was called the Dream Match. Oscar De La Hoya faced Manny Pacquiao in his last pro fight. Man, look here, man. Manny Pacquiao laid the smackdown or Oscar De La Hoya. The quote-unquote dream match turned into a nightmare. Oscar De La Hoya's team stopped the fight after round 8. They said, look, man, let's just take this money and go, because you got a family, man. You can't keep taking this punishment. I mean, they say all that for real, but that's pretty much what they said when they threw their towel in. That's how bad it was. After this beatdown from Manny Pacquiao, the Golden Boy decided to retire after this fight. Oscar De La Hoya, he finished his pro career with 39 wins, 6 losses, 30 wins by way of knockout. He was an Olympic gold medalist, multiple-time world champion. He was one of boxing's greatest fighters and one of his biggest stars. That's going to be the end of Lords of the Ring episode for the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, man. Tell me what you think. Big Dog out.